Imagine this. You're out in the deep wilderness, miles from civilization. It's 1976. You're with your 3 best friends from art school, young, full of life, and ready for an adventure. You've planned this canoe trip into the Allagash waterway in Maine for months. The air is crisp, the water is calm, and the only sounds are the crackling of your campfire and the gentle dip of your paddles. This is the story of Jim and Jack Weiner, Chuck Rack and Charlie Foltz, 4 ordinary guys who embarked on a peaceful camping trip and came back with a story that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Their journey started like any other. They spent their days fishing, canoeing, and soaking in the raw beauty of the Maine woods. The nights were spent under a blanket of stars, far from the light pollution of the city. But on the 3rd night, something changed. As they were night fishing on Eagle Lake, a brilliant, pulsating light appeared in the sky. It wasn't a star, a plane, or a helicopter. It was a massive, silent orb, hovering just above the tree line, bathing the entire area in an eerie, multicolored glow. Curiosity got the better of them. Charlie Foltz, a Vietnam veteran, grabbed a powerful flashlight and aimed its beam directly at the object. In that exact moment, as the light hit the craft, a tube of light shot out from the orb and engulfed their canoe. And then, nothing. Everything went black. The next thing they knew, they were back on the shore, standing by their campsite. The large campfire they had built just a few hours earlier was now nothing but smoldering embers, as if it had been burning for many, many hours. They looked at their watches. It was well past midnight. A huge chunk of time, at least 2 hours, was just gone. They couldn't account for it. Shaken and deeply confused, they quickly packed up their gear, paddled through the dark, and got out of there as fast as they could. They tried to rationalize it, to explain it away. Maybe they'd fallen asleep. Maybe the light was a military experiment. But deep down, they knew something profound and terrifying had happened. They just didn't know what. For years, the men tried to forget that night. They finished college, started careers, and built families. But the experience lingered in the background, a shadow they couldn't shake. Jim Weiner began suffering from severe nightmares and seizures. He'd wake up screaming, drenched in sweat, with fragmented images of strange beings and a clinical-looking room flashing through his mind. The other men also experienced unusual psychological effects, a persistent feeling of being watched, an unexplainable anxiety, and dreams that felt more like memories. The shared trauma was undeniable. They knew they had to find answers. In 1988, 12 years after that fateful night, Jim Weiner sought help from a therapist who specialized in hypnosis. He hoped it would help with his seizures and nightmares. What he uncovered was more terrifying than any dream. Under hypnosis, Jim relived the missing time. He described being paralyzed, floating in a beam of light up into the strange craft. He found himself in a sterile white room, lying on a table. Surrounding him were not humans, but tall, thin beings with large, black, insect-like eyes, gray skin, and 4-fingered hands. He wasn't alone. His 3 friends were there too, each on their own examination table, seemingly in a trance. Jim recounted with chilling detail how these beings performed a series of invasive medical procedures. They took skin and fluid samples. They examined him with strange, humming instruments. He felt a mixture of sheer terror and a bizarre sense of calm, as if the beings were communicating with him telepathically, reassuring him that no harm would come to him. He was just a subject in their experiment. One man's story, even under hypnosis, could be dismissed as fantasy. But what happened next made the Allagash case one of the most compelling in UFO history. One by one, Jack, Chuck, and Charlie also underwent hypnosis with the same specialist, Raymond Fowler, a respected investigator. They were hypnotized separately, with no knowledge of what the others had said, and yet their stories were virtually identical. Each man described the same sequence of events: being lifted into the craft, the appearance of the room, the look of the alien beings, and the nature of the examinations. They drew pictures of the craft's interior, the control panels, and the entities themselves. When the drawings were compared, they were astonishingly similar, right down to the details of the being's large eyes and slender fingers. The consistency across all 4 accounts was staggering. These weren't just shared dreams. This was a shared memory, repressed for over a decade. The physical evidence and lasting effects on the men also supported their claims. Beyond the psychological trauma, Jim Weiner found a strange triangular scoop mark on his leg that wasn't there before the trip. A mark consistent with stories from other alleged abductees. All 4 men also passed lie detector tests with flying colors. They weren't seeking fame or fortune. In fact, going public brought them ridicule and strained their personal and professional lives. Their only motive seemed to be a desperate need to understand what had happened to them. What makes the Allagash Four case so profound is the multiplicity of witnesses. It's one thing for a single person to claim an abduction experience. It's another entirely when 4 credible, independent individuals report the same impossible event with such incredible consistency. They had no reason to lie. They were 4 ordinary friends whose camping trip turned into a close encounter that science and reason struggle to explain. Over the years, skeptics have tried to debunk the story. They've suggested the men confused a lighthouse or a helicopter for a UFO, or that the shared memories were a product of leading questions during hypnosis. However, the location on Eagle Lake had no lighthouses, and no helicopter flights were logged in that remote area that night. Furthermore, the investigator, Raymond Fowler, was known for his careful, non-leading techniques. The men themselves have remained steadfast in their accounts. They describe an unshakable feeling of having been chosen or marked by the experience. It wasn't something they wanted. It was something that was done to them. The event fundamentally changed their perception of reality and their place in the universe. They went into the woods as 4 friends on an adventure and came out as witnesses to something beyond human comprehension. The Allagash abduction remains one of the most well-documented and perplexing cases of its kind. It forces us to confront a difficult question. What really happened to those 4 men in the Maine wilderness? Was it a shared delusion, a sophisticated hoax, or did they truly come face to face with beings from another world? We may never have a definitive answer, but their story serves as a haunting reminder that there are things in this world, and perhaps beyond it, that we simply do not understand. 4 ordinary men, 1 impossible night, and a lifetime of trying to make sense of the unbelievable. What do you think happened on that night in 1976? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoy exploring these kinds of mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one. Hello and welcome to Myths, the channel where the line between reality and the unknown blurs into shadows. I'm your guide, and together we will journey into the heart of the world's greatest mysteries. This is your portal to the unexplained, a place for stories that ignite wonder, inspire a little fear, and fuel our deepest curiosity. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered if we are truly alone? Have you ever heard a noise in the dead of night and felt a chill run down your spine, a feeling that something ancient and unseen was watching? Here we explore those very feelings. We'll delve into the enigmatic world of UFOs and alien encounters, from the legendary Roswell crash to modern-day sightings that defy all explanation. We will walk through the misty forests of paranormal legends, seeking out the truth behind ghostly apparitions and cursed artifacts that whisper tales of their own. Each week, we will unravel gripping accounts of legendary creatures that haunt our folklore and our nightmares. We'll hunt for the truth behind the Loch Ness Monster's elusive shadow, track the terrifying chupacabra, and listen for the heavy footfalls of Bigfoot in the dense wilderness. But we won't stop with the classics. We'll also uncover lesser-known enigmas from every corner of the globe, from the icy whispers of the Wendigo to the strange and wonderful beings of forgotten mythologies. How do we do this? By blending chilling eyewitness testimonies, carefully researched historical records, and the latest in modern investigations. All of this will be brought to life with immersive visuals and soundscapes designed to pull you right into the story. We approach every topic with a healthy dose of skepticism, but also with an open mind. Think of it as our very own X-Files, part skeptic, part believer, always searching for the truth. But are these phenomena real? Or are they simply tricks of the mind, elaborate hoaxes or projections of our collective imagination? That's the question we'll be asking, and ultimately, you get to decide what you believe. This channel isn't just about me telling you stories, it's about building a community of fellow truth seekers and mystery lovers. I want to hear from you. Share your own eerie encounters and unexplained experiences in the comments below. Let's discuss, debate, and try to unravel these mysteries together. Your story could be the key to unlocking a puzzle that has stumped experts for decades. If you're ready to question reality and explore the shadows, then you've come to the right place. Don't miss a single tale from the edge of the unknown. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and ring the notification bell so you're the first to know when a new investigation drops every single week. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey. The adventure starts now. Stay curious and stay spooked. Welcome to the unknown.